everyone. I am super excited to welcome you to my new YouTube channel. I am Dr. Lou, or also known on Instagram as the Community Clinician. And I wanted to create this channel to talk about a topic or a couple topics that I think needs to be talked about. I wanted to create this channel for Christian single men or women who are like me, who like dating and enjoy the dating experience and enjoy just kind of meeting someone and getting to know them and maybe building a relationship with them, maybe creating this really dope connection, but just really opening yourself up to date without the pressure of marriage constantly at the back of your mind. I felt like this was important and something that, we can really just kind of vibe on and dig a little deeper in, because I feel like religion and culture and, just all our societal norms constantly frame dating within this context of marriage. I feel like you don't really hear of Christians who are dating just to date, or are dating because they like it and it's a great experience to just kind of meet people and freely be in that space and in that mindset. I felt like there is constantly the pressure once you start to date someone, or you say that you are in a relationship, to start counting down to when you're going to get married. And I think that adds a lot of pressure. I think it adds, it really impacts and changes the dating experience. And I think it steals some of the fun and some of the joys that come with dating. So I wanted to create this channel to launch my series called Starting From Scratch. And I think it's really important for us to start from scratch in a lot of areas in our life, but specifically how we approach dating as Christians, as Christian men or women who are just looking to find love or to find friendship or whatever we may be looking for. I felt like often in the church we sort of hear, and this can really be applied to any faith group that you belong to, I'm sure, but I feel like we often hear I'm single, saved, and satisfied, and I'm just waiting for God to drop my partner magically from heaven, and that's it. Like, I'm just single, saved, and satisfied and waiting. Or there is Jesus is my boyfriend, Jesus is my husband, and I'm just married to God, and that's just kind of where I am until I meet someone who I will know is God sent. And I don't really lean to either one of those kind of thinking. One, I am not single, saved, and satisfied. Maybe single, saved, and frustrated. Maybe single, saved, and sexually frustrated. Or maybe just single and figuring out how to be saved. But I feel like there's this pressure to be this single person who is just so super spiritual, so super religious, and just satisfied in waiting for marriage. Or I'm not interested in God being my boyfriend or my husband. Why would I want to be married to God? That doesn't sound attractive, or I'm not attracted to that thought or desire in any way, shape, or form. So none of these ideals I align with. And so maybe you're like me and you enjoy just kind of meeting another human being and building a really dope connection and exploring the dating process. Another I think thought exists within Christianity is around this idea of courtship. This idea that two people come together and from the start, the focus is marriage. And so you spend the next 6 to 8 months really doing this in-depth study of courtship and marriage and husbandship and wifeship and all these things. And that's really the purpose of the connection. I can see value in courtship, but for me personally, it just hasn't really worked for me, or something that I feel like reflects and represents who I am. And so I really wanted to create this space to talk about dating as someone who is dating, and not have to wait until I get married, or not have to wait until I'm engaged to talk about the dating process, which is another thing that happens all the time, right? Like, most of the people who talk about dating and what it means to be in a relationship are married. And so somehow, after you have gotten over the hump, after you have been done with dating and relationship and you are married, now you look back and let's talk about it. I'm not really into that as well. And so I wanted to share from my own journey and my own process as a Christian dating single woman, some of the lessons that I've learned, some of the things that have worked, haven't worked, and, just really share this new way of thinking about dating that I'm embracing. I think another reason why I decided to do this channel was because I felt like the identity of a girlfriend was being lost within spaces that I exist within. And maybe it is just within my own denomination or religious circle, but it's almost like being a girlfriend no longer comes with enjoyment or doesn't really exist, because whenever you are in a relationship, there's the constant thinking about, well, when is marriage going to come? And you don't really get to enjoy your relationship and what it means to just be in a relationship. And so I like being a girlfriend. I'm in to constantly be thinking about marriage, even though I desire marriage. I want to, and figuring out the nuances in dating and in building a strong relationship. And something that I find to be really funny is everybody who's married is now talking about date your spouse, date your spouse. The way to maintain your marriage is to date your spouse. And I'm just kind of like, that's really interesting, because when you're dating someone, you're constantly being told to think about marriage. But when you're married, you're constantly being told to date. Something's off there. And that tells me that there is some reframing, reshaping, or really just kind of rebirthing what it means to date as a Christian and have fun and be in that season and enjoy that season, and make dope connections and have a good time. And so my channel is going to unfold this strategy, I call it, for how I approach dating. And just in like transparency, like I always did hold this thought, right? Like there was once upon a time where I went into relationships really just kind of always thinking about, well, how long are we going to do the relationship thing before we get to the marriage thing? Like, how long are we going to do this whole dating? Because we really should be talking and planning and prepping for marriage. And I think that, I was really pushed to start this channel because at the end of my previous relationship, which was maybe about 2 or so years ago now, I felt really almost down about the fact that it didn't end in marriage. From the start of our relationship, there was a focus on marriage. We had done pre-engagement counseling. We were just kind of really trying to get into the nitty-gritty of what it would take to be married and have a successful marriage. But the reality is that there was so much of a focus on marriage that we weren't really focusing on the relationship, the aspects of getting to really know each other, learning each other's history, learning each other's approach and strategy, and really opening up and creating safe, vulnerable space for each other in that relationship. And so when it ended, I was just kind of like, this approach just isn't really working for me. at the end of the day, I want to be happy. I want to really be in a space where I feel like I know myself and I can bring kind of who I am and the joys and the fun of who I am into a relationship and get to know a partner, and just be in that space for a little bit and make it real and make it real connected. And to be honest, I didn't have all the tools to do that. My current partner really helped me to be able to kind of take steps back and see how to craft this thing. And so that's a part of what I wanted to share. Not only that, I really want to remove the shame and the stigma from dating relationships not working out. That's a part of it. And I don't know if I'm the only one, but when a relationship doesn't work out, especially when so many people around you are getting married or having children or kind of developing families, there's a shame that's sometimes attached with, yeah, we were in a relationship for a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever that might be, and now we're single. And I really want us to unpeel some of the shame and the stigma attached to breakups and make breakups okay. Make it a part of the process and something that we can talk about, something that we can explore, and something that we kind of know, okay, how next do we want to approach this thing in? And I think that's really important. I know the older we get, the more focus we are on family, on building a family, on getting married and having children. And I'm not saying to erase those desires. I am not saying that those desires aren't valid and important. And that relationships don't need direction or purpose. That's not what I'm saying. What I am trying to advocate for is for us to bring back some fun, some comfortability, some stability to how we approach dating, so that the dating experience in and of itself becomes enjoyable for us. It becomes meaningful, and it really does help us connect with someone else. And so if it leads to wherever it leads, cool, and that's fun, and that's a good time. But if not, then it still doesn't erase the entire experience that we shared with someone, which is sometimes what we do. You know, we kind of lean on, well, it didn't end in marriage, it didn't end in a ring, so it was a complete waste of my time. And so I really want us to be able to uncover and bring back some of the fun and the joy to the dating process. So I am obsessed with shoes. If you know me, if you are my friends, my partner, my family member, then you know that I love shoes. I have many pairs of shoes. And I love fashion in general. I think it's cute to be cute, and there's nothing wrong with that. And so I love shopping. I love fashion. And so one day I was just kind of like, the dating process is very similar to the shopping process. And so I created this strategy, like I mentioned, around shopping and dating, and how we can pull lots and lots of lessons from how we approach shopping to how we approach dating. And I am super excited to use my channel to share those steps with you. Please, if anything that I said resonates with you or kind of feels like where you are right now in your process, like, subscribe, share this video so that we can really get into some of the nitty-gritty and talk about how to have fun, how to make dating a really enjoyable part of our Christian or spiritual or religious walks, and how to just kind of take some of the pressure off, relax a little bit, just kind of enjoy where you are, enjoy your season. And if you just got out of a relationship, if you are in a relationship that you feel isn't really working for you, I want us to use this channel to talk about that, to help you remove any shame or any stigma around breakups, around needing to make a decision to break up, or wherever and whatever you may be thinking about. Okay. I am just really, really stoked. I'm glad that you are here and you have watched this video thus far. I plan to upload videos weekly. You know, we are quarantined. There's not many places we can go. So I have lots and lots of time. But to be honest, it took me so long to get this video up and going because getting dressed up to do a video is a lot, right? It takes some extra energy. So I'm gonna put energy in and meet you here. I want you to put energy in and meet me here, and let us have a good time. And hopefully you can even use this Rona season to meet you somebody and have a little fun virtually, of course. All right. So again, welcome to my channel. First video down. Woo woo. And let's see where this goes.